Hi, I'm Mark, and this is Subliteral Network. I make art and comics, and thanks for watching. Remember to hit like and subscribe and to leave your feedback in the comments. I post art daily 5 days a week on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and this is a roundup of some of that work in case you missed it, with a little more detailed description added. You can read my Una the Cave Bunny comics free at radiocomics.com, and my one-shot comic called Searchers is available at burningstarcomics.net. Visit my Patreon page if you'd like to support my work. There's a growing gallery of art and comics to see and enjoy. All these links are in my description and bio, so please watch till the end so you don't miss anything. I used to do a lot more not safe for work commissions than I do now. In fact, I really don't seem to do any more of this, but this is one of them, which I drew on Bristol paper and colored in with Copic markers. The fact is, I've accepted that I am a lot better at cheesecake drawing than I am kind of full-blown adult artwork. I mean, I wish I was as good as some of the people out there, but I'm just not. And sometimes you got to accept your limitations and move on with what you're actually really, kind of much better at. Which is not to say that you can't gain a new skill if you really work at it, but I just never really worked at it. Big Barda Sharpie sketch that I included with one of my eBay winners. I started seeing that these characters designed by Jack Kirby really translate well into these cartoony versions. I think if you've watched the Justice League cartoon where several of Jack Kirby's characters show up, they just become cartoon characters so easily. And that may be because if you examine it, Kirby's characters were cartoony to start with. They just had a certain kind of solidity, simplicity, and just very well designed. So I like this cartoon of Barda kind of even better than the original piece of halftone art that I did. Barda's fun, and what Jack Kirby did was provide us with two versions of her. One, she's fully armored up, and then he gave her this red bikini thing that she wears, just as often, and that is just so fantastic. And Jack Kirby's old school. He's from a different generation, but I just think he really knew how to get his beautiful women in his comics, and his designs have such snap and polish that I really think they're worth studying for anybody designing now, creating comic book characters and cartoon characters. He'll always be a great reference and an inspiration and a teacher on simplicity and directness in design. Once in a while, I'll post some of the YouTube thumbnails that I use when I post my videos. And they also tell you that a thumbnail with a face on it is supposed to get people more likely to click on it. I first heard about that and I thought, I don't want to put, my ugly ass face up there. I decided that what I would do would be to pick faces out of the art that I was doing, and hopefully I would get the same effect and benefit. Like, doing the art is kind of one thing, but using it in advertising and promotion is something that I really enjoy doing too. I'm starting to post comics on my Patreon page, and what I decided to do, a lot of them don't have covers. They're just comics that I did and put aside, and what I decided to do was new covers, or even just a cover for any comics that I put up on Patreon. So this is one, the pencil version of it, and I just really love the way it came out. I've always been kind of a fan of heavy metal. It was the first comics that I bought that weren't on the spinner rack, back when I was a kid. And, buying heavy metal was just a game changer. I wasn't just seeing comic artists. I was seeing a lot of artists, European creators, and people who did comics that were nothing like American comics. So whenever I can, I'll always scan the pencil version of a piece of art that I do. There's just something there, an immediacy that you you always lose it when you ink, no matter how good an inking job you manage to do or get someone else to do over your work. So pencil always has this vitality in life, and I just, of course, if doing pencil art is an art in itself, which you don't see too much anymore these days, but I just love it, and I love to have a pencil version. Thanks for watching. Thanks to my subscribers, and a special welcome to my new subscribers. I'm happy and appreciate that you enjoy hearing about my work, and I hope you can come back for more. Remember, joining me on Patreon helps me create the content you enjoy.